Brodes Media.
This team is a disgrace. They're frauds. Oh, my God. They are the biggest frauds to ever put on a football uniform. They suck. They absolutely suck. And A.J. Brown had a players-only meeting, right? We had to find out about an hour before kickoff from Jay Glazer that, all right, baby, it's time. It's week 18, and now it's time for the Eagles to have a players-only meeting to really stress that you have to believe in this coaching staff. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Imagine thinking that you have a chance to compete for the Super Bowl, and you have to convince your team with one game left against the New York Giants, who are horrible, who suck, they blow, and they go out there and hang 24 points on you. Man, you can't tackle to save your life. But Nick Sirianni told me that missed tackles was uncharacteristic. No. Nick, let me explain something to you. You're bad. You're bad. Your philosophies don't work. Your entire room doesn't believe in you anymore. And you're failing miserably to the point where you could reasonably lose your damn job. So don't you dare try to tell us that we don't know what we're looking at. We know exactly what we're looking at. A team that is poorly coached, a team that doesn't have an answer to a blitz. What did you think the New York Giants would do to Jalen Hurts? What did you think that their mentality would be in essentially a useless game for them, and they're just playing out there for pride? And guess what? They got more pride than you. They want it more than you. They actually have balls and a willingness to step up in a football game while you crack. Okay, so let me know what team has a come-to-Jesus moment with one game left in the entire season. Yeah, all of a sudden they figured it out. They are a mess, man, an absolute joke. They are going to get shit rocked against Tampa Bay. Here comes Baker Mayfield. He's going to torch this defense. I'm watching James Bradbury and Zach Cunningham run into each other trying to make a tackle. It's an embarrassment. All right, here's Slayton wide open. Nolan Smith and Morrow were running to save their lives trying to catch up to Saquon Barkley, who has a massive gain in the passing game down the left side of the field. Reed Blankenship's trying to hustle too. They look awful. They look awful. Somehow there was someone in that organization that truly felt deep down that Matt Patricia was an upgrade over Sean Desai. Not only is Matt Patricia worse, Matt Patricia is significantly worse. Imagine that. I want you to think about that. Take that all in. That Matt Patricia has been significantly worse than Sean Desai. These guys are lost. There's wide open middle of the field every single damn play. It feels like I've never seen a collapse so brutal. And that's why, even though that there are a portion of the fan base, or there is a portion of the fan base that are disappointed that Sirianni even started the starters, because we saw an A.J. Brown injury, a Sidney Brown injury, a Jalen Hurts finger that was dislocated, that essentially looked like he was flipping everybody off, which I guess is poetic in a time like this, because man, do we hate this football team, and man, does it feel like they've been flipping us the double bird for basically 6 weeks now, because I want to throw up and vomit anytime that they are on my TV. Mariota's throwing a pass. His first pass is so easy to figure out that they jumped around in 3 seconds and the ball's picked off. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this offense. Yeah, this fucking offense is fucking amazing. Yeah, Nick, you got everything rolling, man. You got this thing figured out, buddy. 2 thumbs up. What an amazing, masterful NFL mind we have here. I tweeted this out. I don't know, Arthur Smith or Nick Sirianni. Throw it up. It's a coin flip. It's a coin toss at this rate. That's right, Arthur Smith or Nick Sirianni. That's how piss poor he is coaching this team. And I don't think that you are in a good position, Nicholas, if one of your best players has to step up and and try and provide some sort of belief in you. They were so desperate. And look at the response. The response was putrid. So let that sink in on how they really feel about you. And now I'm seeing Eli Ricks down on the field. He's down and looks like he's in a lot of pain. Yeah, MetLife is MetLife. But guess what? It wasn't MetLife, if I saw the replay correctly, that really hurt A.J. Brown. Looked like it was just the tackle after he fumbled. And by the way, I know it's not the number one target today because there's so much dysfunction starting at the top of this organization. But for a guy that's going to lead a message, for a guy that's going to try and get everybody together, you can't fumble that football. You can't fumble that football. That was a clean catch, and you got to hold on to the ball. You let them punch it out with ease, like with ease. Well, if you're going to be the messenger, I think you got to have some sort of response from a leadership view, and I hated that out of AJ. Now, that's not my number one priority, but it is a detail with this team that they turn the ball over. A lack of details. They don't know what details are. But the number one thing that the coach likes to tell the entire world is we emphasize details. Let me get this straight. How? Back to maybe some portions of this fan base being disappointed in actually putting your starters out there. You are barking up the wrong tree because this is what I keep hearing. You could have eliminated this. Now the entire team feels worse about themselves, and you got a lot of the guys banged up. What were you thinking? You could have rested them. You could have had them hanging out on the bench, so then they are a little bit healthier heading into Tampa Bay. Hold on a second. So you're going to let this just fly? You're more angry, and you're angrier at the fact that this coaching staff, when Washington was actually putting up a decent fight against Dallas before it got blown out of proportion, they had the lead, they got the ball, they were actually involved for a little bit of time while the Eagle starters were in. So I don't see an issue with that at all. You can have a chance of winning the division, and you don't want a chance at all. Maybe you can make the argument that your actual backups can do better than anything your starters can, but that's a problem, and that's my point. So for some reason, you are angrier at the head coach for electing to go with their starters. That makes you more pissed off than the fact that this is the product you get from your starters. Don't you see that there is such a problem internally? That should kill you inside as an Eagles fan. And the fact that the coaches understood and were willing to try and get some confidence out of them. I know it failed, okay? And there's a lot of reasons why it failed. But the principle heading into the game and the idea and the concepts of you're still in this, you still have a chance to possibly win the division. You might not get the 5th seed if Dallas folds completely, which they didn't. And they are actually more of a team and more of a real legitimate weapon than anything you think you are. But I'm willing to go out there and at least try to get right compared to being a little bitch. I'm just being honest. Now, unfortunately, they tried to get it right, and then they were still a little bitch, which is very, very difficult to swallow. But at least they attempted. I'll take the attempt, even though the results were pitiful.